if somebody wants to ask it. Well, it's obviously somebody's been asking it online, and the internet apparently has the answer, whether or not I'm married. In the internet, according to the internet, I'm married to a woman named Diane in Canada.
So here's something I've been thinking about lately. How does someone like Jonathan Roumie, the man who's become a global icon for playing Jesus in The Chosen, is still single? Especially when I realize that he is literally 50 years old. Which is shocking, I know. I can't help but be surprised by his relationship status. The thing is, thanks to his interviews, in which he becomes more and more open about his personal life, we know that he wants to fall in love and find a life partner that will share his lifestyle and faith. And yet, here we are. So, why do you think Jonathan is single? Well, it seems like he has some answers for us. Well, first of all, it seems like he is waiting for the right person and right person only. And apparently, he has a very clear idea of who would be the right person for him. He explained that his singlehood is not something he views negatively, and he trusts that everything happens in God's timing. For example, in one interview, Jonathan shared that his faith leads him to be selective in choosing a partner. He said, "I would rather be single and wait for the right person than rush into something that isn't aligned with my faith and values."
I'm like, I can't date the same way anymore. Like, these things haven't worked. Why haven't they worked? And here's why.
To me, this statement reflected his belief in finding a spouse who not only compliments him, but also shares his deeply held religious convictions. Not gonna lie, I have mad respect for him for being patient enough to wait for a suitable wife, rather than being willing to compromise on his beliefs and lifestyle just to simply get married. But let me know what you think of his patience with the situation. He also recognizes that many people rush into relationships due to societal pressure, but Jonathan prefers to wait for someone who truly fits into his life.
I realized is that, like in my career, God wasn't first in my relationships. So it's like, well, I have faith, but if she doesn't, that's okay. I mean, live and let live, you know? And then I realized, like, no, I don't think it can work like that for me. When you're on this journey to get closer to God in every aspect and to achieve, you know, this level of holiness or this nearness to Christ, it has to fundamentally change how you live your life.
He once remarked, "I'm looking for someone who can journey with me in faith, someone who understands the mission that God has called me to." So, what is Jonathan exactly looking for in a wife? Who will be the lucky lady that steals his heart? Well, Jonathan has previously expressed that his ideal partner would be someone who is strong in her faith and committed to living a Christian life. He wants a relationship rooted in shared spiritual values. During an interview, he said, "I'm looking for someone who is kind, compassionate, and loves the Lord with all her heart." This clearly indicates that faith compatibility is one of his highest priorities when it comes to a potential spouse. Let me know if you care about religious beliefs when it comes to dating, but I personally feel like it is very important, especially when looking for a life partner. Plus, we know that Jonathan values emotional and spiritual intimacy over just physical attraction. I mean, this is a man who repeatedly expressed that he wants to live a saint-like life. So, of course, he is looking for a spiritual connection more than anything. And I don't know about you guys, but I respect him a lot for that. He believes that a solid relationship must be grounded in a shared faith. For me, marriage is about walking together in Christ, building each other up, and helping each other grow spiritually, he explained. Well, this is exactly what we would expect from a mature, 50-year-old person to think about marriage. Aside from faith, Jonathan is also attracted to qualities such as kindness, compassion, and a nurturing spirit. He emphasized, "I want a partner who can walk this path with me, someone who understands that life is a journey of faith and love, and who shares that vision for the future." At this point, I don't think I need to remind you, but still, there is benefit in highlighting that, as a devout Catholic, prayer plays a vital role in Jonathan's life, especially regarding his hopes for marriage. He has mentioned praying for a spouse and seeking God's guidance in helping him find the right person at the right time. He shared in an interview, "I've prayed for God to send me someone who not only compliments me, but who also shares the same passion for serving God." His trust in God's plan for his life is evident, and it's something he leans on during his single journey. Jonathan's prayers for a spouse reflect his strong faith and his commitment to finding someone who will join him in his Christian walk. He explained, "I trust in God's timing. He knows what's best for me, and I have faith that he'll guide me to the right person." Despite being single, Jonathan doesn't dwell on it negatively. Instead, He views it as a season of growth and reflection. His faith gives him the peace and patience to wait for the right person, rather than rushing into a relationship out of societal or personal pressure. He encourages others to approach singlehood with the same mindset, viewing it as an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth.
God with honor hang your head. Groom and grace you bride your bed, with lissom scions, sweet scions, out of hallowed bodies bred.
I think it's important to use this time wisely, he said, adding, rather than worrying about when or if you'll meet someone, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. That's what I'm doing. Not gonna lie, since he is portraying Jesus, whom we know was a single man, it kind of feels poetic that Jonathan is also single. It's like yet another thing that brings the two closer. But that's just me. Tell me, who would you like to see Jonathan with? Who do you think would be worthy of him? Plus, we know that he will soon star in a rom-com titled Solo Mio, alongside Allison Hannigan. So perhaps exploring a genre that is closer to love would make him closer to real love in real life as well. Who knows? For more weekly updates on Jonathan Roumie, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.